Welcome to Winging It, everybody. This is how we do it. I think we just have a lot more freedom to do whatever we want here.
We're not boxed in by our corporate sponsors, the Inside Underwear.
Are you want special side dish music? I don't think we should. It'd be confusing.
No. People would be like, what the hell is this?
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Side Dish. I'm Jay, and I think with me today is Adam. Hey, are you there, Adam?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, cool, man. I'm glad you made it. Are you excited for our first side dish?
I'm so confused on what we're doing today.
Come on, man. It's like a little side series that we're going to do in between seasons. So it's just like a little 10 minutes or less, or like one of us will ask the other one something, but the one being asked has no idea ahead of time what they're going to be asked about. So
okay.
It's like kind of going in cold and blind.
So it's this like stupid, not thought out filler in between seasons where you're going to make me look like an idiot because I don't know any of these questions.
Right. Exactly. It's for like our 8 listeners to hang in there.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this over with.
Let's do it. Welcome, Adam.
I'm glad to be here. Actually, I'm not glad to be here.
Today, I'm going to ask you about a topic that we're both familiar with.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you about a race that you're going to run in March. But before I do, just briefly, because this is a short thing, briefly tell our listeners about how you decided when you were coming to college that you were going to be a runner.
Well, I wanted to stay in shape and not get the freshman 15. So I went and bought a pair of running shoes before I left, and then I came here. I was running just by myself, and then you were like, hey, you want to come run with a bunch of 50-year-olds? And I was like, I guess. And then,
you were running like one route too, weren't you?
Yeah, one route. I was running the track at the gym, which was sucky. So then I switched to running with you guys. Well, the rest is history.
You were running the track? That's awful.
Yeah, and now I'm stuck here with you guys.
Well, you hurt your knee before, and it seems like you're back in the old knee doghouse again.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
Well, it's just really it's really sore and stiff, and it's just hard. How does this tie into the race? Just
go.
Okay, well, my knee, it's kind of stiff feeling right now, so I had to slow down the mileage. But I'll increase a quarter mile a day just to get myself back up there with some stretches.
Just keep in mind, everybody, these are my questions. He doesn't know, and I can ask what I want. Okay. Because Adam, one thing that we've talked a lot about is lingo, and so we have a lot of loops and routes that we run. But and they could all be mixed up to create like other routes too, right?
Right.
And because there's so many routes, like you have to name them because that way people will know. Like if we're in a group, like, hey, let's do this, this, and this. Like you piece it together. Or if you went on a route, like, and you want to tell somebody about it, you could tell them by describing. But we came up with a bunch of different names for the pieces of routes. Like, tell us, give us some examples of that.
So one route that I was fortunate enough to name is called the Gauntlet, and it's just a big loop around this section of the river. And so you can tag on these things called nubs. So it's like, hey, if you want to do a little extra, like a little side road or something, like, hey, let's do the Gauntlet with the West Rogers nub.
Yeah.
So you do the Gauntlet, which is a circle, and you go out and back on the little West Rogers nub. So I'm sure to anyone else listening, if they hear us planning something, they're like, hey, let's do the Gauntlet with the West Rogers nub with the out and back spit take dingle ding thing. And they're like, what the hell?
You just made up new names, man.
No, you're just out of the loop.
I just want you to know spit take dingling thing is not a name yet. And some of those, it's just funny. Right, because only like you said, the only people running would understand that in this group, and like some of the nubs, which like you said is a road out and back. some of them sound inappropriate because of the first part of like the blank nub. Anyway, I think it's pretty funny.
Jay's nub.
Oh, and there was one that you named after yourself.
Oh, Adam's nub.
Yeah, but when you say that, like we all know what that route is. We've talked a lot about talking about this, but it wasn't enough for an entire episode, so I just wanted to throw it in on this. So, Adam, you're doing a race in March. But just real quick, what was the very first race that we asked you to run with us? And what did you think you were getting into, and what did you actually get into?
The first race I was asked to run with you guys was called the Naturalist in Franklin, where we had to run up a mountain, quite literally, called Waya Bald. It was 15 and a half miles, which is a pretty jump in the deep end start to
Right.
racing. There's no 5K warm up. You just do that. Well, and I thought it was going to just be like hiking up through the woods, but I mean, what was it? 7,000 feet in elevation.
Yeah.
And you start getting kind of delirious at the after you get up there for a while. So you're like at the 12-mile mark. You're just starting to get delusional. You're running out of energy. You're running on fumes. It's foggy and you're sweaty and gross.
We got the worst case of the giggles.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we were giggling about everything, which I'm sure people can't imagine. But the
we never do that.
Other runners, like everybody's exhausted, right? And just like struggling to get to the end. And here comes these two guys, like this tall, skinny guy and this short, old guy. And they're just like giggling the whole, like, I can't imagine what people thought.
Like, you guys lost?
Hey, are you taking your grandpa back to the nursing home? All right. So in March, you got roped into another race. And
unfortunately, yeah.
And the thing about it that I think's unique is none of us are doing it with you.
Yeah, I'm just going you just talked me into doing it by myself.
Well, because we've all run it, and so what is that race, and what are you expecting out of that race, and describe the race.
It's so you have 101 minutes, so that's an hour and 41 minutes.
What's the name of it?
It's called the Assault on Black Rock.
So any race that starts with assault maybe should be like a yellow flag or something.
So it's Assault on Black Rock. And what you have to do is you have to run up to the summit of this mountain and back down in an hour and 41 minutes. And if you do so, which is over, 7.5 miles?
Mm-hmm. With 2,800 feet elevation gain.
28,000. 28 million. You're going up into the atmosphere.
Right.
And so if you do that, you get a belt buckle. But there's lots of large stones and rocks, and I think it's going to be really tough. It's in March, so it could be like really cold outside. So your joints are going to freeze up and explode, and you're going to have no kneecaps coming down the hill. But it'll be worth it for the belt buckle.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it'll probably be cold. It'll probably the year I ran it, which I will never run it again, by the way. Because I got the belt buckle, and that's it. There's no reason to run it again. But it's icy up top. You get up top where there's this phenomenal view, but you can't even stop and enjoy it because you just have the person.
Thanks, bye.
Right. They just have to mark your bib off that you were there, and you book it back down as fast as you can. Like, it's reckless. It's crazy, but we'll be there to support you, man.
From the heated car. with your cooler full of beer.
No, I have coffee. It's too early for beer. So have you run the course?
I've ran it once,
Mm-hmm.
And it was tough. I ran it in the fall, so there was a bunch of leaves on the ground, and it was just really slippery, and everyone thought I was crazy. But it gave me a good sense for the feel for what I need to do to get ready for it.
Okay. Well, fun fact, not really fun. but a fact. A couple years ago,
someone died.
Well, no, but this is true. You could look this up. Somebody spiked the course. They put spikes out in different places in the course. I guess attempting to hurt people. They never, as far as I know, didn't catch the person who did that. But yeah,
Ouch.
they had to go and sweep the course and like try to make sure there weren't any nails sticking up and stuff. That's pretty scary. So just lastly, what's the future for you after that? Do you have any plans for any other kind of adventurous racing?
Yeah, there's one I'm doing up in Virginia, up at Grayson Highland State Park in May. I think you'll be in attendance for that one.
Oh yeah.
Just casually bring that in. But after that, we'll see what this fall holds. I mean, I'm always down to do another race. Maybe the Naturalist again.
Oh, that'd be good. I would enjoy that.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. I got pretty good feel for what these things are going to be like and know how to choose my victimous questions for the next one we do.
Hey, that wasn't too hard. I mean, I wasn't too mean to you.
Well, that was the side dish. I hope everyone hung in there until now. We are working on season 2, and it should be out in March, hopefully.
Yes.
But make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Inside Podcasters or shoot us an email.
Adam, stop. Like, this is a side dish. They don't need all that. Let's just get out of here.
All right.
See you, Adam.
Bye. What's the time like?
I don't know. How would I know?
I don't know.
I didn't start timing it. Oh my god, I hate this show.